right, Sagittarius, this is going to be a message for you guys. Feel free to reverse it if you need to, though. Of course, it may or may not resonate with you. It could be for somebody connected to you somehow. This could be a message for them, and I'm just picking up on them through you. But we got a lot. I wrote a lot. Look, front, back, and front. Half of a front. So, someone here could be fronting, or something to do with Front Street. Something to do with something on the front of the street, or something at the front. Maybe it's at the front of the shelf. I don't know. Front. Front and center. Something is front here. Someone's fronting. But fronting can just mean like, well, that actually kind of goes with the message, actually. I said actually twice. Or 3 times now. Actually. Here we go. So, I think I'm going to title this, maybe All the More Determined. I think that's what I'm going to title it. I haven't really decided yet. But bear with me. I'm dealing with some allergies right now. Every time of year. Every time, like, spring, winter's going into spring, it starts, the allergies start, my nose starts itching, my eyes start running, I start sneezing, my head feels stopped up. So some of you could be feeling allergies or, you know, something like that, because I'm feeling it strongly in yours. I sneezed so many times before I started this video, my nose is like raw. I feel like it's coming on again. My eyes are kind of puffy and itchy. So let's go ahead and get into it. There is some sort of desire not currently being met, whether it's your desire for something or somebody connected to you, their desire for something. Somebody's definitely got a strong desire, a strong want, a strong tug, a pull for something, but they want something more that they can't have, at least at this time. Maybe someone's wanting a certain level of fun that they're not able to have at this time. Whatever it is that someone's wanting or desiring, it feels like a desire at this point. So perhaps there's been a period of not getting it, because I just did a message literally right before this one where I was talking about sometimes we want something but it doesn't happen when we want it, or we end up not having it at all, but that just makes us want it more. That's the whole message here. All the more determined. What will make us all the more determined is when we don't get what we want, you know? This message is about someone who knows what they deeply desire. It's just a matter of having it, of getting it, of obtaining it. And maybe the answer is currently no. Maybe it's not right now. But that's really all that that's doing, is making somebody want it more. Think when you're a child, okay? Let's just say, now you may not have all done this, but I actually personally did this. This is why I'm giving this example, what I'm about to tell you. So let's say, you know, sometimes you'll have a child. Maybe you were this child and you'll want a piercing. Maybe you want your second holes pierced in your ear. You want your ears pierced, period. My ears were pierced when I was a baby, like an infant. I think I was like 3 months old. But maybe, you know, you want something pierced, we'll say. I wanted my belly button pierced. And my parents said, you have to get a 4.0, because my grades were kind of meh, because I wasn't a school person. Like, I didn't like school. I just wanted to create and build things all the time and make forts and go out in the woods and find bugs. Like, I was kind of like a boy. But, in fact, sometimes, like, in some ways I was a little bit more of a boy than my brothers, oddly enough. Like, really. And they were very masculine. But all that to say, long story short, I wanted my belly button pierced, and my mom was like, you're not going to get your belly button pierced until you make like a 4.0. So I don't think that she didn't believe I could do it, but she didn't think, I don't know, maybe she didn't think I could do it, or she didn't think I could do it like as fast as I did. I ended up making a 4.0 and getting my belly button pierced, but let me tell you what I did before I got it pierced. She told me no, she told me no, she told me no. Well, I made the 4.0, brought it to her. She said, maybe we'll, you know, she was basically giving me more things to have to complete or accomplish before she would, you know, and I'm like, but you said I had to get the 4.0. But I did it, you know? So anyway, I eventually got it because she was like, okay, I had to tell her the 4.0. But before that, what did I do? Watch something I shouldn't have done, because I still have issues this day because I did this. I took a freaking safety pin, you know, and we take the lighter, you light the end of the safety pin to kind of sanitize it. In your mind, you're sanitizing something. So I thought I was sanitizing the safety pin, the sharp end, and I go in my room and I put an ice cube on my belly button. And I sit it there for as long as I can handle it till I can't like feel anything anymore. It's like burning at this point, and I just shove it on through. And it took forever to get on through. I mean, it's such a bad idea to do that. I do not suggest that to anyone to ever do that. It's so bad for you. It's awful for your body. It's just not good. But I did it, and I pierced my own belly button. Yeah, not a good idea. But that's what I'm talking about here. So sometimes when you want something, you get told no enough, you just go ahead and do it. It just makes you want to go after it more. Sometimes it makes you realize what you really want more. The longer it goes on and you don't get it, and you still want that thing, you'll do anything to get it. You'll make sure you get it. See, I was the same way about implants. I was like, oh, I want implants. I always, since I was like a young, maybe like 17, 18. I don't know why. It was just something I wanted. Not all things are good to get when you want them, or period. Sometimes we want things and it's a reason we didn't get them. Because when we end up getting them, however we go about getting them, sometimes we realize it was a very bad idea. I regret it. I've talked about that openly before, so I regret it. Excuse me, but sometimes you get what you want and what you desire, and it's like the best decision you ever made. It's the best thing you ever fought for. It just depends, and there's really no way of knowing. So let's keep moving forward. Sometimes getting told no increases the value or desire of what we are told no about. Absolutely. Or if someone says you can't, a no is a I can't. A no is another word for can't. No, you can't do that. You can't do this. Sometimes we'll get with partners and they'll tell us, no, we can't. Sometimes it's morally that they're doing it, you know. Sometimes it's just like what we're wanting is kind of ridiculous and it's going to hurt them. It'll hurt the partnership. But in some situations, maybe they're just controlling us and they're like, no, you can't. Maybe it would mean that they would have to give up something or sacrifice in some way if we get something we want. There's so many ways this can go. But being told no, or that you can't do something, really a lot of times, especially if you want it so bad to where you can almost taste it, it'll make you want that shit more. You'll fight so fucking hard for it. You'll do anything to get it sometimes. Sometimes we are the very people holding us back. Like we ourselves are the ones holding us back. We're the ones telling ourselves no. Maybe it's negative self-talk. Maybe we're like, no, I can't do this, or no, I wouldn't like this. And it's like, how do we know we wouldn't like it? We haven't even tried it. You know, how do we know? No, there's no way I could do that. There's absolutely no way. Sometimes where we discover ourselves, not always. Sometimes it's just a test that we need to pass and not do it, not give in to the temptation or desire. Not all desires are good. And sometimes they are. Sometimes it's pointing us in the right direction. Sometimes it's telling us, hey, there's something we're going to find. Oh, what is that? What is that saying? I talked about it not long ago, guys. It was like, sometimes the best treasure you find is in the caves undiscovered. Something like that. I butchered that. That's not what it says. What is it? Joseph Campbell. Here we go. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. There you go. Sometimes the cave that you don't want to go in, the one you fear to enter, the one you tell yourself I can't, the one you tell yourself no, or you're allowing other people to tell you no, or that you can't. Sometimes that very cave holds the exact treasure that you're looking for. Even sometimes it holds treasure that you don't know you're looking for, but you actually need to go to the next level in your life. Whether it's gain more knowledge, whether it's grow more spiritually, whether it's get closer to completing the great work, whatever it is, sometimes it lies in the deepest, darkest cave. Sometimes it lies in the I can'ts and the no's of other people, of ourselves. And sometimes it's danger. But honestly, there's really no way of knowing until we just do it. So that's a quote. I love this quote. I'll say it one more time. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. Joseph Campbell. Let's keep going. I think it doesn't have to do necessarily with the person telling themselves no. I think this is a person who knows exactly what they want to do, where they want to go, what they want to achieve, what they want to have, what they want to get, what they want to do, what they want to explore, where they want to adventure, whatever it is. I think this message is about the actual individual person, whether it's you or another, that knows what they want to do. It's just a matter of another person not wanting them to, circumstances not allowing it, maybe distance, maybe weather, whatever. Maybe physical ailments, maybe it's something that would require this, but we have to be physically able to do it. Or maybe it's our beliefs that are telling us no. Maybe we have to Are we open to changing our perspective? Are we open to broadening our beliefs? Or are we dead set and stuck in our tradition and our ways and our beliefs? Or do we think outside of the box a little? Are we willing to give something else a try? Or, I mean, that's up for the person. There's no right or wrong there. It's like what's best for you individually, you know? Depending on the person and their personality, you get told no enough, you'll go crazy until you quench that thirst. Exactly, like going back to the kid situation. When I was younger, if you get told no enough, you'll rebel. Sometimes this will cause a person to rebel. We don't have to rebel. Some situations we have to rebel. In some situations we don't have to rebel. We could just stand up to it, depending on what the situation is, and say, well, I'm sorry that you don't want me to do this, or I'm sorry that everything's getting in the way, blah, blah, but I'm going to need you to move out of my way now because this is what I have to do it. Like, especially if it's not coming from necessarily a selfish place, but it's like we feel called to do it. You know what I mean? Gertrude Ederle. I talk about her a lot because she's like kind of one of my major examples of a powerhouse of a woman. She was a Scorpio. She lived to be, I believe, 98. Don't hold me on that. But there's movies on her now. There's a movie that came out not long ago about her. She was a swimmer. And not only was she, in the time she was growing up, one of the few women swimmers, she was wanting to swim the English Channel. I'm talking open waters, baby, not just in a pool. She wanted to like push herself, and people were like, a girl, shit, you know what I mean? Just looking at her like she wasn't gonna do it. Not to mention she had issues with her hearing, which she ended up losing her hearing, and still swam. The woman still swam. Never got married, never had children. Lived her whole life into her late 90s, guys. All right. Anyway, let's just cut to the chase. She ended up swimming the English Channel. She got stung by a jellyfish while she was swimming. It's all a true story. Okay. She got stung by a jellyfish. She, even her own coach tried to sabotage her. Listen, open waters. Okay. She swam at night. There was even a point where the boat couldn't follow her because there was like a spot where the boat couldn't go through with her. So she had to do it by herself at night. Mind you. Okay, can you imagine swimming in the ocean at night by yourself? Not to mention you've just been stung a million times by a jellyfish. How she didn't die? You tell me, bitch. But that's called determination. If I've ever seen determination, that's it. So if you guys want to do research on a person who definitely didn't let anybody or society or even themselves tell them no, look up Gertrude Ederle. That's a perfect example of somebody who didn't let society or anyone tell them that they couldn't do something that they just knew they had to do. And it wasn't without her getting hurt. She accomplished what she set out for, but she did get hurt. And she did have certain things happen, but she made it, man. She made it. Like, wow. Wow. Let's look this up. Gertrude Ederle. A lot of people called her Trudy. Yep, born October 23rd. That's Scorpio, right? Close to a Libra. Gertrude Caroline Ederle was an American swimmer and Olympic champion who became the first woman to swim the English Channel in 1926. At the age of what? 20. She was 20 fucking years old. Sorry, I get passionate about it. I mean, come on. Like, I want to go to her wherever she's buried and like, I just want to have a talk with her or something. I mean, I'm sure she's not there, but I just want to be like, wow, like she makes me feel like I can do anything. Really, she's one of several women in history that I'm just like, wow. Nicknamed the Queen of the Waves, and she deserved that title. Achieved record by almost 2 hours. Wait, okay, here we go. Achieved international fame for her feat, which beat the men's record by 2 hours. 2 fucking hours she beat the men's record. 2 hours? Almost 2 hours. That's a good amount of time. And she was told, no, you can't do it. She got stung by jellyfish, guys. Can you imagine? People get stung by one jellyfish and they're losing their shit. You know me, I love jellyfish. I got a jellyfish tattooed right here. I am a jellyfish. She got stung by several jellyfish. She's like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. Like, she had respect for nature. She had respect for things. She's not thinking, oh, they're stinging me. She's like, look, I'm out in their waters. That's why I love Scorpio. They see things like that. But anyway, I'm out in their waters, and she was like, I'm here for a purpose. I'm not here to hurt any of you. What am I going to do about it? I just swam right through all these jellyfish. It's on me. But I'm not going to stop now. I've already made it this far. I mean, can you imagine? Have y'all ever swam such a distance that you've tasted blood? Y'all know my swimmers out there. I used to be a swimmer, competitive swimmer. I was nothing like this. And I swam competitively. Like went to state and everything. Okay, that is... Do you know how fast you have to be? And not only that, when you swim, I'm not a distance swimmer, but she was a distance swimmer. I don't know how distance swimmers do it. Let me get off that. I'll stay on her forever because I'm just like, wow, I am like floored by this woman. That's what this whole message is about. This whole entire message is about this type drive, this type desire. How bad do you want it? However do you want it? However do you need it? However do you want it? However do you need it? How bad do you want it? And is it something that's good for you? And it's not going to come without consequences. And if this isn't you, then someone around you is wanting something very badly. And they just feel like either they can't or they're being constantly told no. And there's something that calls to their soul that says, I need to do this. Like, I just have to do this. Someone could be driven crazy right now because they're quenching, like they're thirsty. They're literally thirsty. They're hungry for this goal to be achieved, for this desire to be experienced, like to have it, you know? In some situations, that's not good. It can create obsession. In some, it's completely fine. But I think we're going to stop right there because I went way over. I didn't even realize, like, I'm getting really into this message. We'll stop here and we'll take the rest over to members. But thank you guys for being here with me. It's a lot of good energy, though. It feels like something good to me. It does. Feels like there will be consequences. There always are. I mean, there always are. But it feels like the reason it's so strong is because their soul is telling them, and it's been maybe like something they've wanted for a long time at this point, that the more it keeps reoccurring and popping in their head, or the more that they keep getting reminded of something, the more it keeps being put right in their face. Like, until they achieve it, they're not going to be happy. They're not. They can pretend all day, but they're not. They're living a lie, because ultimately there's something that is calling to them that they haven't delved into. And until they completely accomplish it, or until they get it at all, until they even start, it's just going to be this longing almost, you know? All right, guys, thank you for being here with me, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.